What's going on, guys? Time for another recap. Now, it's going to be a little different recap. We're going to build a trade plan today, okay? A couple examples of what we do with Fibonacci, how we do the Fibonacci anchors, and set up that process pre-market, because here on the premium group, we do trade a lot in pre-market as well as live. So we're going to start off on X like we always do here. If you missed some of these calls, give me a follow over there at Wealthy Trades, man. We hang out and post a lot of free content here. Same with the support push right here. We called 20 points on that bad boy a few days back. We called it before the reversal even happened here. Gave you the green zone, long target, support zone in the green. Both are there. Super big futures. Scalp trade, those all got completed. Very well, mind you. So back to some of the most current ones that we have here. We had posted a whole bunch yesterday. So currently we have this guy right here. Now, we had two interesting gaps here above, and usually when there's two, both on ES and NQ, they will chase down these gaps and back test. And this is on the 1 minute futures chart. Okay, so the 1 minute futures had this gap up here, 5368, very close, 19,105, and some change there on the NQ. So I posted here and I said, there's some odd looking gaps, right? They're odd. I wasn't looking for an instant fill right away. We needed some kind of catalyst, some kind of back tested support. And it was Fibonacci based off the algorithms. And I will get into that right after this. So I was looking for these to fill at the moment, and we have data heavy tomorrow. So wasn't really looking for this. And then just reminding everybody got data tomorrow. So posted here in pre-market, and I said NQ is just still leaving a progressive Fibonacci open. We need the 1618 back tested here, 19,027. So whatever happens today, we need to back test 19,027 for me at NQ. That was a call that we had. That's a call that we had made. It dumped out of the gate, obviously in the pre there. Posted our P&Ls. We did like 5640 in the main account, 550 on the PA account, trading with Apex. Links in the description if you want to trade with us. But like we said, coming down to that 19,027, you can see all my fills and orders, and we do talk about these live every single morning and progress through each one of these trades. Now, we're going to talk a little bit about futures trading, right? Just a little futures. And we got to use our little trading view here. Now, this is going to be a little different because we don't have our beautiful think or swim heavy, right? So long story short, we had a couple different areas. Now on Friday pre-market, we had some of the biggest data come out, right? PCE, and it popped out, and we have a 5 minute candle here. That 5 minute candle Fibonacci is going from the high low to the candle. Very simple, right? And this is a very interesting outlook for today, which gave us that little opportunity to dip on the SPY and then rip back out. And some of the pieces to the puzzle here you'll get, and the other will go to SPY to kind of form, right? So for a trade plan, I like to utilize very high volume data, especially pre-market, in the Fibonacci box to go along with that, right? A lot of the times you will see it hold the golden pocket, come back and test it. It will be a very good over-under target. Now, you notice not today, but the last trade day here, we had long bias. If you look at my Twitter, I said long all day, no problem. Switch back up. We were going to come off the support and pick up a really nice long move. And why was that? Well, if you look at the high low, this is after hours in the blue. This is pre-market in the brown. This is all live in between that blackish dark blue color. Okay. So when we're looking at this, we don't actually have a real tag of 461.70 here on the Qs. And when I real tag is, what I mean by that is a live tag, a live trading tag after 8:30 a.m. Central for me, after market open, real trading hours. Okay. So when that happens, it shies away from that level, and that level needs to be used on another day and not forgotten. Okay. So there's a big piece of the pie here that we've been figuring out here at Boardroom Trading in my own studies. This golden pocket, right? Beautiful little square here. The golden pocket has a lot to do with progressive support and resistance and our big over under levels. It gives us targets, it gives us support resistance, it gives us so many things. We could trade all day, every day with literally just Fibonacci, nothing else besides MAC and some Fibonacci, right? But most often there's other things to know about in Fibonacci, and this is a new one that I've been kind of working with. The high low of the candle of this Fibonacci, right? That is where we started our point of interest, start and end, right? They need to be filled outside the golden pocket as far as price action is concerned. So if this is the golden pocket, outside of the golden pocket from the 61.8 to the 100 and from the 38.20 to the 0. Those price actions need to fill a lot of time. I'm almost treating these like a gap, okay? And what I mean by that is, now look, if you look at the golden pocket, we have price action above right here, right? price action has filled, even though there's not a gap to fill, the Fibonacci sequence up. We have not filled that right here. See that sneaky little shy, and then fill. And I'll tell you why that's really important. So once the Fibonacci has got the golden pocket support, price action pushed up, it filled the 100%, right? And we are all about filling the whole data box, top and bottom. No matter when it comes, this helps us predict the trade. This is how I'm so resilient in predictions, as a lot of it is Fibonacci boxing, okay? So this comes up from the golden pocket, price action rises, completes that box. We're at 552, done. Wipes out. Interesting how it just magically wipes out right there after the box is filled, right? Resistance of the data candle, okay? Price action, boom, slams all the way back down. And again, as we just mentioned, shied the lower price action to the fibs, 461.70, right? Does this count? Nope. Because this is what? After hours and pre-market, right? Right? We just went over that. So this is not real. This is real. This is not. We have live trading to worry about. So this picked back up and started rushing up in pre. I called a short here, okay, to long. We came back down, boom, nailed that 461. Now we have completed the data box above and below the golden pocket, okay? Now it's anybody's game for all support resistances to work again. We have the full top fill first, wiped out, ding, got the bottom fill here. What did it do? Shot right up. And why did I call that? Because we're at extreme metrics here of support that were never tagged before in live. So that would be a huge support long, and why we called easy long out of the gate yesterday. Now, moving in to some of the price action here, we have a couple different things going on. That golden pocket there, right? Here's our 50 in the middle, above and below are the golden pockets. Worked as a very, very good deciding factor today as well. We're going to go to the SPY. We're going to fib out the same trade plan, okay? And I'm going to redo these so we can do it. So we're going to fib out that data candle, high-low 5-minute. And we're going to look at what it's telling us here. And this was the cool part about today, where I said the wash was going to come out and NQ needed to come back down to the 1618 on X in Twitter. And we still have no tag of the bottom data of SPY. So now look at SPY. Interesting data today. You notice out of the gate, SPY dumped, NQ lifted off, right? Big divergence. Why is that? Fibonacci boxing. If you guys understand this stuff, it's very easy to see where stuff will magnet and be targetable, right? So here's our Fibonacci box. Here's price action. What do we got? Right to the top. Wash. Boom. Hits the lower. Is that real? Nope. That's pre-market. Yesterday morning, real? Nope. Left the gap in price action. Today, all the false movement up, and all of a sudden, boof, blammo, finally hit it. And then I called a long reversal right there, baby, right at 532.35, right? Because that is the Fibonacci's box data completing. So if we go here, we can make a drawing even of the price action that has been hit and not hit to that data. So even using a channel here, you notice, if it's easier for you, drop this a little bit, that when that data was out, gap, not filled, hit, pre-market doesn't matter, gap, not filled, live tag. And that was this morning, right? So pretty solid Fibonacci boxing. Now let's move into the next, or one of the many arsenal weapons that we use here at Boiler Trading, is anchor view apps. And this is how I've been starting to use them. I learned these from Connor, brought me to the indicator. We always trade differently. We have tons of different skill sets. So the way I do it might be a little different than his if you watch a lot of my partners' trading videos, but this is how I do. So I trade a lot of pre-market stuff, right? We'll go back to Qs for this one because we had a pretty good interaction with Qs here this morning when I traded this one. So I played a long, short, long on Qs for a lot of this green, okay? And I seen this is the pre-market action. We're coming down here in pre. It bounced and we set a low, and I'm like, oh, a low, cool. I love these lows. Sets in a low and starts to retrace, and it came back up to this double top area, right? So double top, fresh low, okay, big old smiley face. And this, oh, there we go. Anchor view app is what I would use at the low and wait for a retrace to this anchor. Now it's set to the higher price action. We don't want that. We're picking up a low, okay? This is a price action low. We're coming down from a downtrend. We're looking for support confirmation from a higher low, right? So check this out. We're going to take this indicator. We're going to move it to the low bottom candle. Source of where it comes from, low. Boom. So this is what we call a rolling support, or what I call a rolling support. It's an anchor VWAP from pre-market now, mind you, okay? So we started running away. And I'm like, okay, well, NQ has to back test and come back down a little bit. I'm sure it's going to dump. Let's play long and short, go back and forth a little bit. And like we said, NQ pushed out of the gate with lots of divergence today compared to SPY, hint, hint, because of the Fibonacci. But look at this long scalp we picked up here. Here's the anchor, right? And we have no tag. And what I say about live tag and no tag, very important. Anchor VWAP, no tags, close, no tags, finally tag. That would be a support. See, it runs up, boom, snaps up, boom, big snap up at the anchor, finally comes back down and cracks. So I had a beautiful long scalp right here into the first tag. Now notice a lot of these first tags and algorithms, Fibonacci's, anchor VWAPs, the first one matters. We're very big on first tag VWAPs, okay? And as this comes into the live trading for the day, look how amazing this was. Huge, big push, lower high through the afternoon, right back to anchor VWAP support, and off and away she went again. This is trend overall too, right? So we had some very, very, very big pieces of the pie here. Now let's take a peek at what other anchors I would kind of use here, because we go to longer standing time frames next. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my daily over here, and this is what helped me again in a big process today. This is my daily anchor, and if you notice right here we have Wednesday's candle fibbed, and I have the bodies fibbed, and there's a reason for that. I'm not using high lows, I use bodies. I use 50% retracements when there's certain dialects. You can come learn with us, links in the description if you want. You don't use higher lows all the time. That's not how the algo protocols work. I can show you. So we have the box here on the dailies, right? See our Fibonacci, SPY right, Q's left. Notice when we came back down, even today, SPY, and I'm all about the golden pocket tags, okay? We have rolling up support. This is an anchor VWAP on the daily, high-low, in the structure we've been using since last week. We have the Wednesday candle being the golden pocket, and this is why I was long biased off that gap, right? Now, why is this so important right here? 532.25. That sound familiar? Maybe? Does it sound familiar? 532.35. We're going to go back to a single chart. We're going to go back to SPY. We're going to go back to this one more time. And I'm going to fib the high-low of the 5-minute candle. And it's going to be 532.35. Right where the bottom of the Fibonacci was not constructed. Okay, we're on the same page. You listened to the first part of the video? Awesome. 532.30s right here. Bottom of the golden pocket. What does that mean? Well, first tag. I'll say it again. Yeah, you're right, right? Anybody who said it with me? See the Fibonacci golden pocket? This is the first tag of the 3820. Okay? And that tag matches up with the pre-market data, okay? The golden pocket tag, 532.25, 532.30. It's within 05 cents, right? It's beautiful. So not only did we have a daily Fibonacci, we had a pre-market data candle from Friday, which is a high-low, extremely big volume. We had a support that was never tagged on here, right? It shied it from Friday, right? Remember that? We just went over it. So the 532.25 golden pocket with that little gap in price action, the Fibonacci left from the data on Friday, I was able to predict a potential dump in to fill that to go back long if we hold the golden pocket, right? Or at worst case scenario, the daily anchor catches up for support. Now, let's take a peek at Q's. Q's is front running and heading up a little faster, right? So Q's is always the worst trader. SPY's way better. So you're going to get actual tags over multiple time frames on SPY. Q's kind of does its own thing. It's a little bit more dangerous. You got to be in the mind frame of things going past a moving average and snapping back over, past a support, snapping back over, so on and so forth. Now, with this one here, Q's, it shied away, but it did the same thing. Whoop. We used it as an over-under. We used the 100 fib in my premium chat, right? So we said, this is going to be a huge over-under. Please pay attention to 463.53. 463.53 is the top of the candle. That is our Fibonacci box 100, right? So if we came back down and shied the golden pocket and we opened up and we were messing around with an over-under right here, any amount of support trend dominance right here would be long over 463.53 because of the 100 fib at the top. Now remember, we have no data in the golden pocket on Q's and no data under, so we will return here. Trust me. We will come back. Now, whether that be CPI or Powell coming up this week, I don't know, nor do I care. I will play it when I see it. I'm not going to jump ahead of myself and predict too much. So for the last little piece that I want to share with you guys here, that Q's, right? So Q's daily, and that was 463.53, right? Let's go take a peek at 463.53. 463.53, right there. So let's talk about risk here. This orange line we just made is the daily, right, close of the Wednesday candle. It's the 100 fib. So this is our big over under. We held it right at the open. It opened on it to the penny. That's when you know these algos are talking to each other. If you can't see that, let me zoom back in. What we picked for a Fibonacci 463.53 was literally pretty much the opening price. Might be off by like a penny. And on Qs, that's pretty darn good. Okay, the open is 463.54. It's off by a penny. We could probably redraw it to get it a dead on, but regardless, the first 5 minute candle opened right on that orange level. Held. That's another reason it popped. Snapped. And once it got over, I said it's squeeze city. Flies up. What's it do? Comes back down to the area. Now you have an anchor VWAP, which we were talking about earlier. You have POC in the gold right here. And then you also have that level. So this would be a limited risk long, right? So you're limiting your risk, you're managing well by using multiple catalysts for support resistance, right? We are using an anchor VWAP, a volume profile POC, and a huge Fibonacci from the daily, much less trend. So this big V reversal came to lower high, came back down to that area. You could start longing anywhere in here as a management trade. This whole zone would be a perfect long near 463.40 to 463.60, give it like 30 cents or so there. Start accumulating. All of that happened. Now it shied it, which means it's extra bullish. We couldn't even get a tag into a backtest support. We couldn't even get a tag into the POC. We could not even get a tag. It shied it by a little bit of the anchor VWAP. What does that mean? Exponentially ready to continue trend, right? When it's scared to even hit support, so many things, including algos, are buying stuff up ahead of a tag of these actual levels. They become a runaway, right? So that being said, there's a little Fibonacci and anchor VWAP lesson. Now, intraday, let's go over a couple more little things here because we're on a hot streak here. High lows of live action for anchor VWAPs. Notice on the 5 minute chart, I took today's low and today's high. If you have trouble getting in and out of these trades and you're just clicking buttons, I need you guys to take a step back and go, unless it hits this level, I will not trade. And then repeat it to yourself. Unless it hits this level, I will not take a trade. And talk to yourself. It helps, trust me. And once a developed VWAP is here, we have a low, right? And it starts running away. You don't just long, the takeaway. I missed all these trades right here because it's against my rules. I would only trade a backtest to confirmation. Same with the high low of any trade day. This is just a small helping metric. We use Fibonacci's and anchors, right? So this guy right here came down to the lower high. And notice when you drew this anchor from here, she's calculating right about here. That price action was here, flew back up, ran into the line and pressed it down to, lo and behold, the bottom anchor, right? So not only do you have a low point, this is what we reset in the day. Once that opening hour or two is out, you usually get like a high low or at least a trend. And then you can start marking these anchor VWAPs for confirmation on trend biased, right? So if I'm in an uptrend and my thought process is an uptrend, my thought process is long for the day like today was or like yesterday was, I would take an anchor off the low. And if I see it run, no big deal. Take a seat. I go to the gym. I do some push-ups. I grab the dog, take it for a walk. Wait till it comes back down to the VWAP to at least attempt a limited risk long. You limit your risk by waiting for confirmation of that anchor VWAP to come back and test, right? So let's delete those old fibs from data on Friday. And how would I add fibs to my day now along with my anchor VWAPs, okay? I'm a big fan of first red pullbacks, okay? So generally speaking, if we're on an uptrend, well, we only have one red candle. So from a low to a first red candle, I'll usually end up dragging Fibonacci intraday for some intraday scalps. First red candle top to the bottom of the day. That gives us a target of nearly 465.91 as long as it maintains over the 100 fib. So now we're adding more confirmation bias to trade. Here's the fib. Holy, how did that get so big? So here's the anchor from the bottom, and here's, I'm gonna go down one more, that's crazy. Here's your first back test for support. Here's your Fibonacci box. Price action breaks over, isn't quite ready for a 1618, shies it. So we know we're coming back down to at least the 100. Here's the 100, consolidation at the 100. And now we know we're going to new highs at 465.91 potential. But again, it's giving us extra confirmation, right? here's the 100 fib, right? With the boxes is a huge piece of the puzzle for confirmation. So this Fibonacci box broke out, could not maintain, left a gap right here in price action, did not hit the 1618, came back down, higher low, higher high, higher low, another confirmational test, slam, slam, goodbye shorts. Now we're looking for 465.91. That'll be the first little static potential resistance or a breakthrough and continuation trend. It's all about what the MAC says in RSI and other leading indicators that we use. So there's a intraday Fibonacci I would have used for you guys, right? And now one thing I want to talk about the long is yesterday. Let's do another example of yesterday and the anchors real fast. To ender, low of day anchor. Pretty cool how that works. High a day anchor, prior high a day, obviously not the actual, and boom. So look at this. Again, only using anchors and only clicking the button when you see something tag your line. Quit playing in between stuff, guys. Come into the line. Look at this. Comes back down, shies. Would you have longed here? Nope. Didn't hit anything, right? Pops back up. Ooh, we got a little short action. Boom. You literally got a short confirmational hit here. Cover and reverse bias long right there. Huge trades. And that would have taken place way later on in the day from anchors that were finally made at 11 a.m. Central and the open, right? So finally washes all the way back down. No confirmation. Boom. Confirmation resistance. Hits. Confirmation support. Why is this confirmational support? Why is this one so good? Well, it's the first tag it's seen in a long time. It's not the only tag because we do have a cluster tag right here. We got about 2-3 candles after, so it's not a first tag, but it is a confirmational. It's not too bad. This one also has a first tag on it. So lo and behold, now the pre-market ones tend to help you out a lot too. So if I were to use a low from pre-market to try and potentially trade yesterday's price action, last one I promise. Now see where this pre-market goes. This is yesterday's pre-market low. This one I remember putting on and I hit it and I'm like, huh, well, if we recover that anchor, if you look at my Twitter, X, we're all about long for yesterday. Look at this one anchor. It's beautiful, right? It's massive. Right at the live open, cracks right back over it. Sport. Woo, 100% long. This was another reason we could take that long. Let's add Fibonacci, another confirmational piece. I'm going to use the high low of pre-market because we don't really have anything else too great. I like this high pace candle right here. It's about the high low. And that's what I would use. So my targets would be 1618 and 2618. Let's look at what we got here. Oh man, this is cool. Fibonacci box right here. Breaks out of the golden pocket, goes 1618, almost to the 2618. And what do we know about that? That's an extension. That's a shy away from the 2618 right here. So coming down as a probability. Lower highs comes all the way down to the 1618, squeezes up, comes down to a perfect tag of the fib box. Why? Because we never tagged it prior. We never came down in this entire price action of the afternoon to come say hi to our friend 100 fib. The price action just broke over. It's right here. 100 fib. Came down, shied it, short, boom, back to long, and finally almost within a tick there, got the 2618. So with two different confirmational pieces here, again, we have overlapping indicators telling us that support on the Anchor View app and the 100 fib backtest of a pre-market high-low Fibonacci we had used here is all giving us confirmational intradays, right? Just basic price leveling and basic catch-up Anchor View apps. This is a lot of the ways that we trade our intraday scalps. We trade every single day. Let's look at our first red. Looks like we got target of the 1618 now there. And this is how we make trade plans. And we talk about this all through pre-market, all through the opening morning couple hours. And we're done by about 10:30 a.m. Central. Yeah, we're almost there now for today on the top. And if you guys want to support the channel and trade with us, links in the description for Apex. Jump onto the website as well through Boiler and Trading if you guys want to trade with us every morning. So I hope this made some sense. Ask some questions below in the comments. If you need some help, I'll make some videos on it. You guys take care. We'll see you on the next.